Now that we have the HTML downloaded, it's time to use Beautiful Soup to pull out just the elements that we want to work with. Now, what you're going to see is what many of you probably know, that the web is a messy, dirty place. There's all sorts of malformed documents and weird white space and odd formatting that we're going to get back. So there's going to be a lot of cleanup going on here, but this Beautiful Soup package is really going to help us. So we get started using Beautiful Soup with an import statement, which is say BS4. So we're going to write the function parse HTML, and we're not going to worry about the return value right away. So let's just say parse, let's rename it. Let's be a little more purpose driven here. Get weather from HTML, and we'll give it the HTML. So let's go write this function down here. So our goal is to take this HTML, which is dynamically generated by the server, including the weather report for whatever the weather is and the zip code that the user entered. But there is a known structure to this. And the way that we work with the structure is really the same way that people style web pages and lay out web pages. It has to do with the CSS. We're going to start by parsing this, and then we're going to go explore CSS classes and IDs and stuff from this HTML, and then we'll use that in code to pull out the little bits we need. I start by creating something called a Beautiful Soup class. So we say bs4 dot Beautiful Soup. Now notice how I can just type BS, capital B, capital S, and it actually finds all of the things that have sort of this camel casing, capital B, capital S. That's super handy. And we're going to give it this HTML. Here's the big step. We're going to take the text and parse it into an in-memory DOM so that we can ask questions. And let's just make sure that this doesn't crash on us. So we'll print out the soup. Over here and let's enter 97201. Wait for a moment, and boom, out comes what we're looking for. It turns out when you print the soup object, it just turns it back into a string that represents the document. So it looks like that worked. Okay, so we're off to a great start, but I noticed something that maybe I didn't expect, like a little warning come by. So let's comment out that little print statement and do this again. And Beautiful Soup now has a warning that says we are choosing what we think is the best parser for this particular system. And this might be a different answer on a different machine. So you get potentially non-deterministic results. So it says, why don't we make this very explicit and put that here? So now we should get no more warnings and be ready to carry on. So everything is running good. Just do a little reformat in here. So the next thing that we need to do is if we look at this soup object, you'll see there's all sorts of find methods here. And we can use this finds to navigate the tree and pull out the elements that we need. But what do we put in there? That's where we go and we inspect the HTML.